My name is Sangeet, and today I am speaking about creating realities. Many of us are waking up to our creative power, and we call ourselves manifestors of our reality. Do we actually create our reality, and what does this really mean? We are powerful beings, and we are definitely capable of manifesting whatever we want in our lives, simply because creativity is limitless. Whenever we think that something is impossible, someone, somewhere, is probably experiencing it. But if we create, then how do we do it? We manifest through focus of attention, by picking specific thoughts to think, and by continuously thinking of them. Whatever we focus on, somehow we start attracting. Have you ever thought so much of something, and all you could see were evidences of that? We focus, we manifest. Does this mean that we are the ones always experiencing those same evidences? Yes and no. Yes, because whatever comes up in our reality, it is something that we experience, whether directly or indirectly. No, because we are not always the main characters of those experiences. I will give you an example. Let's say that we want to have a child, and this is mainly what we think of. The evidence can come directly through us getting pregnant and having a child, or indirectly through a friend of ours who is having a child, or through a movie that we watch and that shows a parent with a child. In these last two examples, the confirmation is there, but we are not the ones that are concretely experiencing it. When this happens, we may even not be fully aware of how much our wish is related to these evidences. However, it is all connected. How do we feel about it will depend on our perception and perspective on this process. If, for example, we perceive these evidences as a confirmation that our wish is possible, or that it is about to happen for us, we may feel excited. But if instead we receive these signs as a provocation from the universe, then we may feel upset. And let's not forget that the other way around also can happen. We may focus on something that we don't necessarily want to experience, and the unfolding goes the same. Now, do all of our thoughts and focus manifest into our reality? Not directly to us, that is for sure. And for this, I will give you a personal example. When I was little, there was a particular summer that I spent at the beach, in which people seemed to be concerned about a spiderfish that usually swims right under the surface of the sand. So, every time I would enter the sea, all I could think of was that fish that I was so afraid of. Did I directly manifest something? No. Yet, indirectly, I manifested 3 family members bitten by that same type of fish. Maybe if we would write down every single thought that we have, we would find all of them somehow manifested here and there. Now, here's the thing. Thoughts carry a certain level of vibration, and whatever thought we think of is followed by endless thoughts of the same frequency. So, we may start with one specific thought, and a couple of minutes later, we have already created an entire story of random thoughts of the same nature. This is why when we worry about something, if we don't switch our focus to something positive, we may end up panicking, not because we have real reasons to feel that way, but because thoughts attract thoughts of the same frequency, and if we allow them, they escalate. This is an important factor in what comes to manifestation, because yes, we manifest through thought and focus, but at the core, it is all about vibration. So, despite of what we specifically think of, what we manifest on a daily basis seems to have more to do with its level of frequency than with its details. It is like feeling happy about something and then manifesting a beautiful gift, or feeling upset about something and then manifesting a broken object. It may appear to be random and unrelated, but it is all part of the same energetic line, and therefore it feels quite similar. Another thing about manifestation is that how we feel influences not only what we manifest, but how we perceive what we do and don't manifest. So, for instance, if a wish of ours is not happening yet, and we randomly feel frustrated about something, and if right away we think of our wish, we will probably think it is delayed or impossible. But if we feel happy, we think our wish is about to happen, or that it is coming in perfect timing. Once again, this happens because how we feel has a certain level of vibration, and what we feel comes as a result of what we think. Consequently, whatever thought follows whatever we think and feel. Unless we shift it, it will be of the same frequency. Does this mean that from now on we have to pressure ourselves to only feel good so we can manifest only the best? No, it means that now that we are more conscious about this process, we can choose to experience the best out of everything. You see the difference? It doesn't mean that we have to force ourselves to no longer feel sad. It means that because we are more and more awakened, and therefore feeling more and more grateful and appreciative, we are now capable of recognizing the good even when it feels bad. Consequently, we naturally shift to better thoughts and feelings without even trying. In what comes to manifestation, it is also important to remind us that whatever deep-rooted beliefs we have in our energetic system will definitely have an influence in our reality, and this is something that I have been confirming over and over again through my Theta Healing practice. At this level, because we are not aware of most of our beliefs, or if we prefer, of our subconscious thoughts, it is as if we create blindly. And this is why we may benefit from specific tools that help us replacing limited beliefs or filling up our minds with new ones. Now, still, the initial question remains: do we actually create our reality, and what does this really mean? Before I answer, there is something important to mention. Creating can have more to do with allowing than with creating itself. Our wishes and desires seem to come up anyway. What seems to determine if they happen is how much we allow the process or not. Also, if we want to add an element of mystery to all of this, we can also say that, true or not, sometimes there seems to be some sort of destined or fated factor in certain things that happen in our lives. It is as if the story was already written and all we did was to come to Earth to witness and to experience it, along with all of the tiny and random details around. Now, answering the question, and after all this explanation, it seems that somehow and at some level we do create our reality. If we are totally conscious and aware of it, and if our reality is completely and totally created by us, That is a complete and total different story. Just the example of the spiderfish that I gave you tells us that there is an out of our control factor that seems to be always present. Yes, I thought of it. Yes, it happened. But why wasn't I the one to be bitten? And why those specific people and not others? A million possibilities could have happened, and nothing could have happened either. Yet, it happened that way. Maybe the universe is this gigantic puzzle of thoughts, feelings, and frequencies, plus all the stars, the planets, and the beings, and everything else that influences and that determines whatever happens at any moment in this world. And maybe it is so complex, and at the same time so well orchestrated, that most of it just slips through our fingers. It is just too much to handle for whoever knows too little. Why would we want to know everything anyway? Now, if calling ourselves the creators of our realities empowers us to push us through the obstacles and the trauma, to see through the illusions, to elevate ourselves, and to bring hope, light, and happiness into our lives, then it can definitely be advantageous. However, let's not forget that with this role, it also comes the guilt and the regret for whatever we experience of not so good, whether of the past, of the present, or of the future. Awakening to our power should be seen and felt as a beautiful blessing, not as a punishment. It is enough tough to experience the density and the cruelty of this planet. We don't need more burdens on top of that. Plus, we are supposed to have fun and to manifest at peace, not under the pressure of perfectionism and of failure. So, to conclude, I would say that we are strong influencers of our realities, and I would leave it there, with all the necessary space for everything else that we may not know about. Above all, whether we create or not our reality, what truly matters the most is to keep on raising our frequency, because if it is high, whatever happens, chances are that we will mainly feel good, or that at least we will handle things with a more peaceful and compassionate view and attitude, and this can make all the difference. So today, whatever we feel capable and willing to create in our lives for a highest good, let's do it. And whatever we struggle to fully understand or to manifest, let's drop it and leave it to the universe. In any case, we are all part of it, and part of it we will always be.